Hey there, I'm so excited because this is my first trip to a Goodwill outlet. I'm in London, Ontario, and this is the closest to me, so let's go in and see what it's all about. I've seen lots of thrifters on YouTube finding tons of treasures at their Goodwill Outlet bins, so I was really hoping to find some great stuff. This location is super small. They only had room for 8 bins at one time, and they didn't have anything on shelves or large items like furniture. I have to say, I was really disappointed. Most of the stuff in the bins was absolute junk. There were a lot of broken items, which I imagine would happen all the time, but there also seemed like there was a lot of trash too. I did find a couple of topiary balls and a resin chipmunk figurine, and all in all, it only cost me a buck 29. I'm so glad I didn't make a special trip just for the bins. I came with a couple of friends and we're heading to some other thrift shops and antique markets too. So let's go there and see if I have any better luck. I can't remember what this thrift shop is called, but I did have some nice things and it was neatly arranged too. So much easier to find things when they are on a shelf. Have you noticed how much silver or silver plate is being given away to thrift shops? I know some of these pieces aren't real silver. Some of them are a little tarnished, so then you know that they're silver plate. But there were also a few that were just really plain. Some of the platters, I think, would make great makeovers. They had a lot of white dishes, plates, and cups, and I even found a little two-handled vase that I already have at home. Nothing special, just really sweet. I really didn't notice anything too exciting at this thrift shop until I got back to the cookware and found an almost brand new Pampered Chef large cooking pan. These are really expensive, so I'm always looking for them. It was only $4.99, so I definitely took that one home with me. Next, we found an antique market where people rent display booths and shelves to sell their finds. It was so much fun just browsing through the booths to see what other people consider treasure compared to what I like. I didn't purchase anything here because the prices were higher than at a thrift shop. But if there would have been something that I had to have, I'm sure I would have paid whatever price it was. Coming back into Kitchener, I finally went to the Aberfoil Antique Market and found some really fun items that I can use in my decor. I'll show you a haul video at the end of the shopping time. There were many vendors here as well that have higher prices, but it is just so calming to browse through each booth. Some are inside and some are outside. So if it's a beautiful day, it's the perfect time to go. If you're ever near Guelph, you have to go to this market. They're open every Sunday from May to October, and sometimes they have special events on Saturdays too. There are also some artisan vendors who make their own products to sell, like pottery vases and jugs, some signs, and even crocheted items. There's definitely something for everyone at this market. Some of the vendors, like this one, have so much stuff in their area that they have to stack things on top of each other, which does make it difficult to see. I think I could be here all day and still not see everything. I've got lots more footage of the Aberfoil Antique Market, but I'll show you that next time. Now let's see what I got from the thrift shops in this video and the market. This first cutting board was $6.49, less 20% with a coupon at the first thrift shop we went to. I believe it was Value Village. I'm going to use this on my kitchen counter as a riser. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet. Now, here are some pieces that I got at the antique market in Aberfoil. That first one, I believe, is probably a table leg or a furniture leg, maybe even an ottoman foot. This second one is iron and it's already got a lot of really nice patina on it. I think it probably came from a fence post. And then there were spindles galore. Oh my gosh, it was so hard not to grab all of them, but I picked two that I really liked. And then I also found this, which I believe is probably part of a table leg too. I think that was the bottom and the top had already been cut off. Maybe it had broken, or they wanted to just divide them into smaller pieces. This bobbin I thought was so sweet. I've never had one with the metal on the top and the bottom, so I grabbed that one too. And then I have these spools. I think the colors on the top are what the thread would be on them. And if you guys know any different, please let me know. I have a blue one and a red one that are kind of the same size. And then I've got this real chunky one that has yellow on it. I'm not doing anything to these except cleaning the dirt off. I am so in love with all the aged goodness and crustiness of them. Then on one of the tables, Be Still My Heart, I found all of these beautiful vintage amber bottles. Look at how cute this little guy is. And you can tell he's vintage because he would have had some kind of stopper instead of a screw top. This was $4 for him. And then I got some of the other pieces for 12 and the spindles were also 12 on their own. Next, this tiny shelf was actually my first buy at the market, and I simply adore it. The tiny spindles holding the shelves, the beautiful dark brown color, and it already has the hangers on the back. It was marked at $18, but I got it for 10. I can't wait to find some more littles that can be displayed on this shelf somewhere in my home. I don't have a spot for it yet, but I'm sure I'll be able to find one soon. Here's another item from my sewing room. I have been wanting a vintage iron like this for so many years, and I finally found one at a thrift shop for only $5.99. It was the only one with a wooden handle, and I think it might be too heavy for my shelf, but I'll find a spot for it somewhere. This one is marked Taylor Forbes, and I've looked online and they run anywhere from $40 to $100 depending on the condition. Some of these next items I'll be making over on my DIY channel, The Schwoven's Nest. So when you're done watching this video, head on over there to see how I upcycle thrift shop finds. I have an idea for a vintage style pitcher in a fun color using some clay appliques to make it look more French country. This one is really not worth a whole lot because it's very faded. It's from Johnson Brothers, but it's nothing special. This clear glass bottle with all the little seeded bubbles in there was made in China. It's got a sticker on the bottom. It was $3.99. So definitely something that is going to get probably a stoneware texture to it and make it look a little bit vintage, maybe even a label or a rub-on transfer. This planter is super heavy. I'm pretty sure it's made of concrete. It's not anything old or vintage by any means. $8.49 was a little pricey, but again, 20% off. But this reminded me of something that I saw on the Pottery Barn website. So I'm going to clean it up, and I'm not sure if I'm going to paint it yet to match what is on the Pottery Barn site, but I think it's going to make an awesome decor dupe. This was another piece that reminded me of another item on the Pottery Barn site, and it's a little different in shape, but the style with those balls on the top of it is perfect. So I'm going to probably make this into a decor dupe as well for $1 at a different thrift store. Can't beat that price. I was so excited when I found this. I love duping things that I see on the Antique Farmhouse website. So I grabbed this little stoneware cup. It was 50 cents at the same thrift shop where I found the beaded one. And then I found a teapot. Now, on the Antique Farmhouse website, they have some concrete looking teapot planters and teacups. So I'm going to be making these over and creating something really fun with them. This one has definitely seen better days. It's got a really fun design on it, but the handle is cracked, the lid is cracked. So I definitely am going to do something with this and make it look much better than it does right now. And this one was $3.99. And last but not least, I love finding little fun shaped glass pitchers. This is a small one. It was 50 cents. It has a really unique shape. And I'm probably going to do something with this too. I don't think I'm going to leave it clear because that's just really not my style. But I don't have any ideas for this. So if you have some, let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this shopping adventure at the market and various thrift shops and my haul of the items that I picked up, some to keep and some to make over. See you in the next one.